Hello everyone and welcome to the Blouz channel. Now if you're new here, I welcome you, and if you're old, I welcome you same way, because without you my YouTube door would be closed. In today's video we will be doing the invisible braids. They are quite similar to knotless braids, but instead of going underhand, we are doing a regular overhand braid and adding in extensions. As usual, we have to pretend like everybody in this class doesn't know how to do anything. So I'm gonna start braiding and teaching you how to braid without the extensions first, and then we'll add braiding here later. So right here, you can see me dividing the hair into 3 equal parts. Try as much as possible to make your strands even so you don't have to borrow when the braid starts. So I am going to take one of the outside strands, go over the middle one and exchange it. Then it's the other man's turn. Outside strand, middle, and exchange. You repeat the same process again. Take an outside strand, exchange it with the middle. Make sure you hold it taut and you don't mix the strands up. You notice I'm using my middle finger to keep this strand separate. Then you take the other outside strand, exchange with the middle, and then you take the outside strand, exchange with the middle. Just remember, whatever you do to one side, do to the other. Whatever you do, don't forget that you are alternating the outside strands. So if you do one exchange on one side, do one exchange on the other side, etc., until you end up with something. Now this is what the start of my braid is looking like. Don't forget to hold it tight, hold it taut as close as you can. It's because I'm doing a demonstration video why my fingers aren't closer to the root, but I'm just showing you what it looks like right here. And I'm going to continue braiding until I have something looking like this. Now that you have gotten the concept in the little league, it's time for big league things. So gather your extension here that has already been tapered or pre-stretched, and your comb, and whatever holding products that you plan to use. I have a reasonable amount of hair in my hands that I plan to start the braid with. Now imagine your hair is in thirds. I'm gonna pinch 1/3 of the hair out, as you can see me doing here now, and then I am going to form a loop with that 1/3, and you will see me forming 3 legs quite soon. So that's me taking out the third, and then I'm going to cross it. So I'm going to make a T with both hairs and make a little loop, so you can see me putting it under the big third right there, just like that, and then the loop is formed. So I'm going to have 3 legs, just like how the regular braid has 3 legs. I'm going to form 3 legs with my braiding here, as you can see me doing right there. The disadvantage with actually doing invisible braids is that your partings have to be at least an inch or above, or you're going to have problems hiding that knot. So the shapes that we usually do with invisible braids is usually squares or triangles, but I'm not going to part a square or triangle in this video just because I want you to see what the knot will look like inside of the braid. So if you are familiar with starting a French braid, then you will be a pro at this. So basically what I'm doing is starting a mini French braid at the root with extensions and finishing off the hair with it. So take your time when beginning at the root, because how the root is the entire hairstyle. So take your time, be meticulous. If you have to be slow at the roots and then pick up the speed when you're doing the shaft, no problem. Just know that the root is very important, or your hairstyle are gonna mash up. Trust me on that one. And for my Jamaicans, it's basically doing an inside cane row with extensions. But instead of the cane row, it's actually a plait. So just take your time, do your thing. Alright, so it's time to pay attention to the alignment that I have set up here. Notice where the hair from the root is coming from. It is going to be on top of the knot. So I'm just going to start braiding as usual. So the outside strand comes in of course, exchanges with the middle, and the other outside strand exchanges with the middle right there. And you repeat the same steps as you were taught at the front of the video. And it really doesn't matter which side you start to exchange first, as long as you put one outside strand over the middle strand and exchange, then you put the other outside strand over the middle and then exchange, and you can see my invisible knot forming. So beautiful, isn't it? And if you're not very good at knotless braids, this is the perfect braid for you, because guess what? Once you start this braid, you don't have to keep adding extension pieces like how you do with the invisible braids, and it's easy to install and easy to pull out. Trust me on that one. And once your strands are even from the beginning, it should be good for you. And it is also excellent for persons who are not very good with gripping the roots at a regular box braid. All you have to do is align the extension here and start braiding from the roots, and your troubles are over. In a little while, you're going to see what the knot looks like from underneath. And as I told you, I didn't part a square or a triangle because I wanted to show you what the knot would have looked like inside of the braid. So this is how the knot would have formed inside of the square or the triangle. But if you notice, I only worked with the top half of the shape of a square. So I'm going to part out the rest of it and show you how it would have solved that problem. So you can see me having the top part of the square, and you can see me pinching off the bottom half of the square and show you how it would have camouflaged that knot. I just wanted you to see how it would look had I done the full square. When I lifted the braid here with the rest of the imaginary square, you can see that it will camouflage the knot underneath there. If I had parted out the full square at first, you wouldn't have been able to see my alignment with the braiding here and the 3 strands from the natural hair of the mannequin head. Thank you for watching to the end, and it's bye from the Blue Blouse channel. See you again next time.